Thank you very much, Ken Corla. First of all, I'd like to comment on the previous speaker. I'm not sure where she gets the money tree from, but she's like the Sinn Féin party. There's money for everything, give it all free, charge nothing for give everything whatever they want, and whatever. I suppose that's socialist politics. And nobody. And who's going?
The gas industry.
Did I interrupt you?
No, but I'm interrupting you.
Did I interrupt you? So please have manners. Not to interrupt anybody. So I made a comment like every parliamentarian. I was elected in this House like you to give my view. So give everything for free. The money tree is there, and pay for absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, Ken Corla and Minister, we are back to a situation that we all wished that we wouldn't have to revisit. And it is unfortunate that we're back. I know people can blame government policy and government decisions and everything like that. But I do laugh when I hear people on the opposition benches standing up and say they accept the public health advice and they'll accept it and accept it and accept it. And then in the next breath, they rubbish it. And one issue today that has come through is the wearing of face masks for the 9-year-olds. I was very fortunate and lucky to be at the cabinet table for 9.5 years. And unfortunately, part of that was when COVID hit this country. And the opposition parties ran for the hills when difficult decisions had to be made. So after a number of months then, they put their finger up, wet their finger, put up, see what way the wind is blowing, and now we'll go with whatever way the wind is blowing. Unfortunately for them, maybe they don't have to make the decisions. They don't have to defend the decisions. They can be all things to all men, and that's exactly what they have been for the last 18 to 24 months. The government has a responsibility to protect the citizens of this state. And I think they mightn't have got it always right, but they have done their best on every single occasion. The general public mightn't want to hear the messaging from government. And this is where there's a responsibility from the opposition with the mixed messaging and everything like that. They understand the process. They understand when the NEFID advice comes in and the government has to have time to consider it. And there's also a responsibility on our media, on our national broadcaster, from our national broadcaster. Over the last number of weeks, they have been disgraceful in some of the coverage that they have given this issue of COVID-19. I often think they nearly wish for it to continue because it's something that covers plenty of hours on our national airwaves. And it is absolutely, totally irresponsible behaviour by some of their broadcasting and media coverage of this over the last while, specifically over the last number of weeks. They understand the process very well. They're professional people. They're being paid very well to understand it. But because it suits them, it doesn't suit their narrative, they then muddy the waters, create a bit of hysteria and mud flowing or mud throwing and everything like that. And I would call on our national broadcaster to be more responsible in their messaging, to be more responsible in their production, to be more responsible when their presenters are going out. And to give it some fair coverage and responsible coverage. Some people in this House, on this side of the Dáil, will be afraid. Did I interrupt you? Please have a little bit of manners. Well, do you have any manners?
I have plenty of manners.
Well, then you should use them.
I'm just making a point.
Well, then you should use them. Have your manners.
I do.
Did I interrupt you? So I would call on our national broadcaster to be responsible in their broadcasting. That is why they're being given the licence fee to do so. It is very difficult for government to impose restrictions. It has not been easy on the citizens of this state. It hasn't been easy for the social fabric, for the economic fabric of this state. Yesterday I met with my colleague Deputy Durkan and many others, people from the hospitality sector. And it has been a really difficult time for them over the last 18 months, and now they have further restrictions. And Minister, I plead with you, who is sitting at the cabinet table, I understand that there is an announcement coming up regarding economic supports for this sector, and I really plead with you that they are given the every support possible. And they were very thankful yesterday of the supports that they have been given over the last number of months. I think it was responsible of them to recognise that. The new variant, we still have a huge amount to learn, and we're learning as we go along. Maybe if there has been no new variant, well then we mightn't be in the serious situation that we are in today. People spoke, Minister, about antigen tests. In some European countries, there is pop-up antigen tests free of charge. It is not a kind of swab up your nose. My understanding is, I'm only going from hearsay, it's a saliva test. And I would ask you, we have time between now and maybe Christmas or before the middle of December to have some pop-up test facilities across Dublin, Limerick, Cork, the bigger cities. And I really think that would be a worthwhile project. And to get their email, to go into the restaurant, they're able to say that they had their pop-up, they had their antigen tests in one of these pop-up facilities. And I would encourage you, Minister, to look at that. The other issue I have is the vaccine for the 5 to 12-year-olds. And I plead with you, Minister, I absolutely plead with you that we roll this out as soon and quickly as possible. It is working in the secondary schools, and it's proven that the vaccine is working in the secondary schools. And the highest rate of infection at the moment is in our primary schools. And I would plead with you, Minister, to get the rollout of the vaccine for the 5 to 12-year-olds, because I think it is of utmost importance. I spoke with Minister Foley on this issue yesterday at the committee, and you said in your opening statement 91% of 12-year-olds up have received the vaccine and taken up the vaccine. That is absolutely unique, what we are going through, witnessing here in Ireland compared to the rest of the world. And also that we do make more financial supports available to the third world countries on the rollout of vaccines. So, Minister, I would plead with you just to look at those number of things. I could speak here for the next hour on this issue. I commend you in your job, the Taoiseach, the Taoiseach and the three parties. This is a very difficult time. Let me say, the opposition has no responsibility here. They don't want the responsibility, and they will never take or want the responsibility of this absolutely traumatic time that we are witnessing as a country.
Thank you, Deputy.